welcome back to EGL at DreamHack. We just saw an incredible game. Tommy, the absolute monster, Pain Gaming are now in the losers bracket. But anyway, the game has already started. This is Prophecy versus Blooded Clouds, and we're going to jump on board with the Spetsnaz, which is obviously Blooded Clouds. And Blooded Clouds, they took down SK earlier on, and obviously I am Brycey, joining you once again with my fabulous commentator, co-caster, Benson.
Hello, DreamHack. We've had some amazing games already, and looks like this is going to be another one to watch as Prophecy immediately get 3 down, and that's going to be Zays all by himself. He gets dropped by Jake, and Prophecy, if you remember earlier on the stream when we actually watched him get knocked down rather into the losers bracket by Apex, he looked a little shaky, a little rusty, but apparently they picked things up a little bit and they're starting to steamroll through. So this should be a relatively easy game for those guys over at Prophecy, and just as I say that, they go 1-0 in the lead in less than a minute. So they have everything to prove, and they want to desperately make it back into the grand final of DreamHack.
Has Prophecy, Jake and Tommy shared something? Because he's now on 5-0. And you know what? This is what people have been talking about here. Jake doing the extra Slayer work to allow Shaden to get that flag away. You know what? With the backup of Gunchy and Swanee, who can now lock down this lockdown map, they're just going to run all over them unless Blooded Clouds can get some sort of handle on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on board with Boris now, and he just needs to make sure he doesn't miss this shot on Swanee. He was being very, very cautious, but Flag has been pulled by Gunchy. And
Wow.
Get destroyed Boris. Enough said. Gunchy with the flag, also doing some Slayer work, and Jan needs to do a little bit of that as well, but Zays needs to try and get this kill on Gunchy. Cannot allow Gunchy to get up those stairs. Gunchy must be so weak right now, although Zays has taken down Jake with that Semtex. Gunchy's doing everything he can to stay alive, but Zays remaining calm. Nice play, taking down Gunchy, and now trying to make some money to try and get that return.
They are in a good position, but he has been stunned. Prophecy all rallying around this flag to try and get it in. Knowing Boris has actually got their flag away, and instead of going for he's going for it. That was a bad call. I don't understand what he was doing. He didn't try to get the flag away. He didn't try to go for the stalemate, which would have benefited his team. He went for it, and you know what? That has actually cost him a flag.
Yeah, absolutely. He went for the glory option there, which was to run straight for that return and see if he can get the flag cap that way, but that's just not the smartest thing to do when you're going up against players like Prophecy, who right now are on a steamroller. 2-0, and another flag pull has been pulled by Jake, and 2 minutes 50 still to go, and to be honest, with Bloody Cloud aren't careful, Prophecy really get a massive lead this side.
Well, I literally cannot believe that decision was made, and I know go for the glory and maybe do it, but Prophecy spawned in that area. You've got their flag away. You've got the option of taking for a stalemate, which at 1-0 isn't bad. If you held on to it, you'd be at an advantage going into the second side, but no, Boris obviously trying to make up for it now with that 2-piece. What can they do? They're 3-0 down.
Completely agree with you. If you'd have gone for the stalemate there, they only would have been 1-0 down, maybe 2 at the very max, but right now, Bloody Cloud have everything to do. We're on board with Boris. Looks like he's going to try and make his way bottom S. He knows as a player at Manny's he's very, very weak. He's going to call that out, no doubt, and hopefully some of his Slayers can take him down for him. But this is a better call. He's actually managed to pull this away. He has the option now to go church all through the middle of the map, but he's opted for the danger route. He's going through the middle of the map, so a player spawns behind him just like that. Jake will take him down, and now Bloody Cloud need to see if they can pick that flag up.
You cannot make these sort of risks against a team like Prophecy. They will shut you down every time. There is Gunchy with a 2-piece, and here Prophecy come again. They are coming straight up on them, and can he get out of this? Yes, he managed to take down Gunchy, but that flag is going to be away. Prophecy Shane has got it again. Knowing Boris is trying to go up top, and he has actually got Jake. Can he stop this dead? He's got Shane. Oh, just missed it behind that pillar.
Yeah, that was some unfortunate shots there by Boris. Really not much he could have done. He could have arguably waited, but if he hadn't taken that shot, no doubt Shane would have escaped. But it looks like that, Gunchy with the 2-piece in fire, that is going to be 4-0. Shane doing some awesome OBJ work right now for Prophecy. And this is a lot more like what we were expecting Prophecy to play back. Although having said that, that is going to be 3 down. Jake needs to stay alive. And this is one of the added dimensions that I like to think that Jake has. When he's left alive, you always seem to go clutch. He never really actually dies when he's left alive. He knows exactly what to do. He controls the spawn so very well that having 3 down, Bloody Cloud haven't been able to get near that flag. Having said that, Zays has just taken down Jake, and now maybe they can push to see if they can get a pull.
Now, you know what? Gunchy is on a tear himself, 14-6 right now. And you know what? This is more like the Prophecy team. We know this is what we expected from them at this event. And you know what? People were discussing earlier because Jake had a little bit of a wobbly S&D round, and then he made a little bit of a silly decision on the capture of the flag dome. But now this is why Jake's in this team. This is why they paid for this transfer for him, because all he does is he punches holes and the AR set up and Shane pulls that flag, and it's so difficult to deal with. Shane is probably one of the best SMGs in Europe, and he's rated by all the professional players.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, but Gunshi's actually gone for that pull this time, and it just seems like nothing that Bloody Cloud can do right now compares to the likes of the almighty Prophecy, and I'm quite looking forward to maybe a Prophecy Apex final if Tommy and Gunshi carry on playing the way they are, because they're playing really well. But having said that, Boris gets a very nice 2-piece. He needs to try and go for that flag return, but there isn't enough time anyway, so it wouldn't have made much difference. Prophecy are going to end that first side of CTF lockdown, 4 flags in the lead, and Bloody Cloud have a huge task ahead of them.
Oh, this task is just incredible. I mean, with the way Prophecy are playing, I can't see them doing it, but they have got the advantage of the good side. If they can keep their heads and shut down Prophecy, try to relay a few flags, might come back into this, but you know what? Are Prophecy going to make that many mistakes?
Yeah, I honestly can't see it, if I'm honest. I'm on board with Shane as he's trying to make his way into corridor, but he's going to get tagged himself, so he decides to back down, doing the smart thing. He is going to get, he has just seen someone bomb out. Yes, he has. Takes down Goblin Yan, and is now going to have to try and push back into corridor. He knows there's a player somewhere around here. He's going to be near fire. He does see him. Jumps. Can he get the kill on Apology? Goes for the pistol.
Oh, that magnum of peace that Shane is in fact quite famous for. You know what, we were watching Shane, and he is one of the just objective players. That's what he does on this team. That's what they need him to do. And he's just very, very clever with it. Like I said, he does time those flag runs. He does know which exact flag runner route, and it's just brilliant to watch. And there is Jake with that flame power again. Prophecy Shane also picking out Goblin. That is now 3 down. Are Prophecy going to keep pushing?
To be honest, I think they probably are. I don't see why Prophecy would sit back and absorb pressure from Bloody Cloud. They don't need to. 4-0 up, be aggressive. You can set yourself up in the enemy spawn, and that seems to be what they're trying to do. Although, to Bloody Cloud's credit, they are not giving Prophecy an easy ride. They are really being very, very aggressive. But Gunshi is just going to try and keep complete control of top art. Takes down Zays there, rather. But Bloody Cloud getting 2 down. They've actually got 3 down, so Gunshi is actually last alive. He manages to take down Apology, and he's pushing forward, doing the smart thing, not running straight back to his flag. He can now intercept the flag if it is pulled, and he can also maybe get a 2-piece here if he's quick. But no, Zays came behind.
You know what Gunshi was doing there? He was being dangerous. He was making sure that that spawn trap was not locked in. He took down the person there, he moved away, he made them work to how he wanted to play. So he wasn't going to let them set up any spawn trap on his team. He had to draw them away. That's exactly what he did. Even though he died, brilliant play and just clever play there from Gunch.
Yeah, really smart play coming from Gunshi right there, and I'm on board with him again as he makes his way top art. Immediately gets dropped by Goblin Yan though, and Shane has got himself into a nice little spot as he takes Apology down with a nade as well. But with 3 minutes left still to play, as it stands, Prophecy are 4-0 in the lead, and both flags are currently off base. This could go into a counter situation, which is obviously going to favour Prophecy. But even so, even if Shane does die now and that flag is returned, which he has actually dropped, and that flag is most probably going to be returned, they still need to cap 3 flags in just under 3 minutes.
Yeah, can they do it? I mean, the Disney Prophecy do it in an almost similar time spree, so they can do it. Swanee's so heavily stunned at the moment. Are they going to be able to get him? But you know what? Prophecy probably one of the more able teams to absorb this pressure with them 2 devastating ARs. Jake is there. They exchange kills everywhere. Can Swanee get this? And he has. That's 3 down for Clouded Blood again. And you know what? They don't seem to be pushing up. They just seem to be playing their own game. They know they don't have to rush or go anywhere. They've got this in the bag.
Yeah, Prophecy, they know they've won this right now. They know they've won this first map. I'd be very, very surprised. I think it would take an act of God for Prophecy not to actually go ahead and win this first map. And they can, at this point, afford to sit back.
Well, if Tommy's not doing anything, I mean...
Oh, well, I mean, look at that. There you go. Immediately 3 down. And Boris doing a bit of clutch work, though, taking down Jake and Gunshi with a 2-piece. But Swanee is going to pull that flag away. He has picked up an SMG as well. And both flags off base. Swanee needs to just try and run away. Doesn't want to get caught mid-map. Shane takes down Goblin Yan, but Boris immediately takes down Gunshi. Apology taking down Shane as well. And Swanee has that flag carrier right behind him. He needs to be a little careful. But there he is in front of... Oh, great play by Swanee taking down Boris. But Apology drops Swanee, so both flags are dropped out of position. It's now just a question of which team can try and get the return first.
But here comes Gunch and Shane, and I believe one of those has been back. And Prophecy's they're trying to recover their flag, but cannot get through that arch as it gets picked up again. But Swanee's going up the top. Swanee's going to dial in now and see if he can stop him. Can he stop? No. Good nade there from Boris. And it looks like that flag is going to go in.
Yeah, it looks like it, but what Prophecy need to do is stop this relay. They do not want to let Bloody Cloud relay this flag, because that is going to be the worst case scenario. But oh, well played there by Swanee, just behind Gunch. But Gunshi has a play just to his right. That was Apology. He did really well to stay up there, and now they can just afford to set up on their flag as Gunshi goes for a cheeky little pre-fire, and that flag has been pulled away. And for a minute there, I thought Prophecy were getting all down, but they did very well to stay composed. But as it stands, it is 4-2 to Prophecy with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like Prophecy is setting up quite defensive. No, I do see some people on overextend as that flag is away. Swanee is going to try and catch him through that corridor, but no, he's been stunned. Payne playing well, but no, Swanee gets him. Can Swanee get the second? He does. Swanee shuts them down completely now. No hope for Payne Gaming. This is going to be the end of it now. If they got this in a relay, possibly, but wow.
That was fantastic play by Swanee. You can't underestimate how important that was, and I would just like to point out, 2 games in a row we have 30 bombs. Gunshi has just hit that 30 bomb. He's 31 and 19. I mean, Gunshi is just going all guns blazing right now. He's just really stepped it up. I think Prophecy will be pretty happy with this first map of this. I believe it's the best of 5, and we're going to see how they set up in the S&D.
Yeah, you can see how they set up. You know what? Guns played amazing. In fact, they all played amazing. Shane doing that dedicated objective, like I said, leaving the others free to tear. Jake had a cracking game with that first flagpole. And obviously Swanee doing that brilliant slaying that he does. Talking a little bit about Blooded Cloud. No, Boris, we saw him make that mistake. Really, really interesting. I've just been pointing out, I just said Payne. Sorry, Blooded Cloud, obviously, no, Boris, you know what, he made that little mistake earlier on. But he was going for an awful lot of kills. He was doing a lot of slaying there, and I was wondering if he is kind of the slayer, and that's why he ran out, as he was expecting to win it. I mean, it wasn't a good decision, but I'm just trying to see the logic behind it.
It was very, very confusing. But Prophecy, like I said, they seem to be back now to their almighty best, hopefully. Although you could argue that Bloody Cloud aren't the greatest of teams inside that, but it's going to be at least, if you think of it like this, a good warm-up for Prophecy if they do meet Apex later on. But no doubt whoever wins this is going to go up against Payne, and Prophecy are going to need everything they've got. Although having said that, Apex made it look relatively simple, but hopefully Prophecy can do the same. So it wouldn't surprise me if we had a Prophecy Apex grand final.